So easy, a baby could do it. A very technologically advanced baby. Actually, that would be very scary if a baby could do this, but just very simple, right? Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Bree and I love zines. If you don't know what a zine is, it's just like a handmade magazine, but unlike traditional magazines, zines are more focused on self-expression, sharing art, sharing interviews, whatever. It's done in a very DIY, cheap, punk, messy way, and magazines are more focused on selling you something. And in today's video, I want to teach you how to make a zine on your iPad. But just before we get started, I just want to reiterate, like I do in all of my videos, that you don't need this stuff to make a zine, okay? But they exist now, so we should be able to use these tools if we have them for our zine making. So I'm going to teach you how you can format your zine on Procreate, but if you don't have these things, that's totally fine. Like I said, you don't need this to make a zine, okay? You don't need it. If you want to learn how you can make a zine all by hand, I have a tutorial right here that you can watch, and I walk you through step by step how to make your zine the old-fashioned way. If you're fortunate enough to have an iPad and you're wondering how do you format this thingy on this doohickey, I'm going to show you right now. Alright, so to get started, you just need your iPad and you're going to look for this app called Procreate in the App Store. Most of you guys probably already have this app and just don't know how to format your zine on it. All you have to do is click on Procreate, and then you're going to go to this little plus sign thingy. You click on that and there's going to be a bunch of different canvas sizes depending on your last projects and what you most recently used. What we're going to look for is one of the default settings, which is paper. So no matter what kind of canvas you've used in the past, Procreate always opens up with a few default ones. This is usually what you'll see, and you want paper because that's the size that our zine is when we have it laid out. It's 8.5 by 11. Copy your paper. So you click on that. If you don't have that, the sizes will be 8.5 by 11, because when you make a zine, you take a sheet of paper, right? Just like this copier paper, and then you fold it in half to make your zine. Now that we have our 8.5 by 11 paper canvas, what you want to do is go to the tool, looks like a little wrench. You click on that. There's going to be a bunch of different options to choose from, but what we need to choose is canvas. After you go to canvas, there's going to be different things to click on, but all we need to click on is right here where it says drawing guide. So now your canvas might look like this, where it has a bunch of little grids on it. There's different ways that you can make your canvas look like this with different guides. So what we need to do now is go in and edit our guide, right? So what we need is to go to edit drawing guide, which is right under the little toggle that we just inputted. So now this may look a little overwhelming. There's a lot of things here, but don't worry. So now we're in the edit drawing guide. So we're going to customize how our canvas looks. Right now, there's a bunch of little squares. We don't need that. All I want is a line right down the middle. You see these options here at the bottom? At the very end, there's going to be an option for symmetry. You want to click on that and boom. It should automatically put a line in the middle of your canvas or your 8.5 by 11 paper. But if it doesn't, you can mess with the options down here. So just to give you a little overrun of the different options, you can decide how thick you want that line to be. So here's an example. This is the thickest it can look if you really need to know which side of the paper is which. Or you can make it really, really thin. I like to be right in the middle. You could also change the opacity. So that means that you can make it really see-through, or you can make it really bold. So that's the boldest it can go. And this is the lightest it can go, which it basically disappeared. I like to stay right in the middle. So I notice that it's there, but it's not too in the way that I get distracted by it, okay? And just so you know, this is only existing while you're editing this canvas. So after you print out this page, which I'll show you later when you're making your zine, this line won't show up. So you don't have to worry about this line showing up in your final zine. All you have to do is just, if you want this to disappear, go back to the tool and press drawing guide and it disappears. Sometimes you may need to do this because you want to see how things line up or how things will look just flat on the page. That's totally fine. But if you need it again, just press drawing guide. But just remember, if you forget to turn drawing guide off when you print, this line will not show up. It only exists here when you're editing your zine. And boom, that's it. That's how you format the pages that you'll need in your zine. But that's not all, right? You're probably asking yourself, how do I know which page is which, and how do I order my pages once I printed them out? So we'll go over that right now. All right, so this next step is very important because it's going to help us design our zine in our Procreate app. So what I like to do is I make a dummy zine or a draft zine that I can refer to when I'm decorating my digital zine. So what I mean by that is I take a couple of sheets of paper and make a physical zine. You don't necessarily have to decorate this, but this is just going to help with the order of your pages. So I have 4 sheets of paper here because I want a 16-page zine. And as I've stated in other videos, you always want the final page count of your zine to be divisible by 4, because when you fold a sheet of paper in half, it's not just 2 pages, it's actually 4. So what I mean by that is when you fold a sheet of paper in half like this, that is 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, and 4 pages. So if you've ever been confused on how do I pick how many sheets of paper I need to fold up and make my zine, just make sure that the final page count that you want is divisible by 4. 16 pages is my final page count, including the cover and back cover. That's how many pages I want completely. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So I have 4 sheets of paper here. I'm going to fold them in half, and this is going to help me with the order, because now that I have this blank zine, I can go in with a marker or a pen and number every single page, okay? So this is page 1 or the cover. Here's page 2, and you can put the number anywhere. I don't plan on decorating the zine, but I do put like post-it notes of what I may want to go on each page. So I like to put it in the corner so it's not in the way, but you can put it anywhere you want and you could just decorate over it, okay? So here's page 3. Page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8, page 9, almost there, page 10, page 11, page 12, page 13, page 14, 15, and the back cover is the 16th page. Now that I have everything numbered, I can go in and decorate the pages in order. I want to make a zine about Hawaii because I'm part Hawaiian. I visit Hawaii all the time to visit my family. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this or decorate this of what I would want to go on each page. So I like to use post-it notes because when I use post-it notes, I can always lift it up off the page and change the order of things. So say I want page 3 to include some facts about Hawaii. I'll put facts about Hawaii. I'm not decorating yet because I'm going to do that on my iPad. But say I change my mind and I don't want that to go on page 3 anymore. I actually want it to go on the very last page. All I have to do is pick up the post-it note, go all the way to the very last page, and place the post-it note there. So that's how I like to plan out my draft zine. I'm gonna go in and put post-it notes on every page so I know what I want to go on each page, and then I'm gonna show you how I know which order to decorate on in the iPad, okay? It's very simple. I know it seems like a lot of steps, but trust me, once we get to the transferring this over onto the iPad, it'll be very, 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 very easy, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and plan this out. All right, so I finished my draft and I just went in and put what I would like to go on every page. It's just a loose kind of reference. I'm not sure exactly precisely what will go where, but it's just to give me an idea. So how are we going to transfer this over to our iPad/Procreate? Okay, so let's grab our iPad. Here's my canvas, but it's blank. So you're probably wondering, how do I know which side is which? What part of the page is going to be what? I go out of this canvas, I go to select, I select that canvas, and I'm going to duplicate it 8 times because, like I stated before, I have 4 sheets of paper here, but they're double-sided. So if this is my physical zine that I'm going to refer to as I decorate on here, I need to replicate this on here. I duplicate this 8 times, so that's 1, go up here to duplicate, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is replicating this. So I have 8 pages here, just like I have 8 pages here. Now we need to go in and number it. So you can see here it says untitled artwork, and then it has the size dimensions of our canvas. That's cool information, I guess, but it's not specific enough. So what I like to do is I go in and I say what page is going to be which. How do I know how to do this? I take my dummy zine or my reference zine, I unfold it to the centerfold and I flip it over, and then I lay it out. You can lay it out differently than I do. I just like to make it minimal because I'm on my desk. But when I first started doing this, I did used to lay it out on the floor just because it was easier for me to see. But like I said, do what works for you, okay? So all I'm doing is scooting up each page slightly so I could see the little numbers at the bottom. You see? I could see all the numbers. So what I need to do now is with my iPad on the side, I take note of what is what. So let's say this right here, we're starting with the cover and the back cover. I go to Untitled Artwork. I don't want it to say Untitled Artwork. I want it to say what pages are going to be which. So right here, it says page 1 and page 16. In the English language, we read from left to right. So that's how I'm going to input this information here, so I'm not confused, and it helps line up the page with the number. You'll see what I mean in a second, okay? So this is going to be the cover and the back cover. So right here, when I'm decorating this page specifically, this is page 16 and page 1. So when I click on this, you see how it says page 16 and page 1? It looks just like this. So this is page 16, and this side is page 1, page 1. Now we need to do that with every single page. So I'm going to go back out. That's page 16 and page 1. So now let's move to the next canvas here. And what we're going to do here is take our pages that we already did, and we're going to flip it over. All right, this is going to help you keep it in order. So now, same idea, right? With this page here, go to Untitled Artwork. And now we're going to input the information. It's going to say page 2 and page 15. So page 2 and page 15. And you can always edit it how you want. You don't have to put page 2 and page 15 if that's too wordy for you. You could just put 2/15, whatever's going to help you know the order. So you see where I'm going with this? This is page 1 and 16. This is page 2 and 15. It is flipped, but remember, it's because we literally flipped this canvas over. It's hard to see because there's this is not physical, but that's why you have this reference here that you can always refer to as you're decorating, and you can literally flip that over. So here's page 16 and page 1. I could see it right here with my own 2 eyeballs. Page 2 and 15, this is me flipping it over in real life. And that's basically what I'm doing on the iPad. It's flipping that page. So that's why I like to keep them next to each other. It's literally flipping it. So now this page here, when I decorate, this is page 2 on the left. This is page 15 on the right. So now I'm going to go in and number all of my pages that way, okay? Okay, all of my pages on Procreate are numbered. So now I can fold this back up if I want to. Feel free to open it as you need. So you know when you're decorating, just do what works best for you. So now I have everything in order, everything's organized. So all I need to do is go over my iPad and decorate. So if I wanted to start with page 16 and page 1, it's folded up, but it's the same. This is page 1. This is page 16. I can just flip it over, and that's why it's so important to number it so I know what I'm referring to. You can even number it here if you need to, so say you don't want to be extra confused. So page 1 and page 16. Oops, it's mirrored. Okay, so make sure that you have assisted off, because when you put on symmetry, 9 times out of 10, it's going to think that you're trying to make something symmetrical. So for example, it was on a drawing assist. So because it's split in half and it's labeled symmetry, it thinks that you want to do something like this, you know, so it's symmetrical. If you want to do that, go for it, but I don't need that. So I'm turning assist off. Just want to remind you, because when you put it in symmetry, it may do that. So I want to be able to write on each page. This is page 1 and this is page 16. You see what I mean? So you're not confused as you're decorating it on here, and you know what order you're going in. So say I want to go in order and decorate page 1. I would go in, decorate this one right here. Then I would go out, go to page 2 and 15, open up my reference zine, and start decorating page 2. So just to show you, page 2. Ah, the assist is on again. Okay, because I duplicated it, it did it on every one. So make sure you turn that off if you don't need that. Okay, page 2 and page 15. So, because it's going to be confusing, because when you open this up, if you're decorating like this, you're going to see 2 and 3, and you may accidentally start decorating this page 2 and 3. I've done that before, so learn from my mistakes. It'll save you a lot of time. You can number it here so you're not confused, because it's 2 and 15 here, because when you take this middle booklet away and just get this page, that's what you have, 2 and 15. This is very important for when you print it out. You want to make sure everything is in order. It's going to look very wonky when you print it out because it's not going to look like it's in order, but once you assemble all your pages, it will. So let me just decorate this really quick and show you guys how we are going to print it. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. I decorated my zine and I'm going to show you so there's no confusion. Hopefully this helps you visualize it. I'm also a visual learner, so I know that showing you these examples would probably help you. Okay, so this is my dummy zine. I was referring to this the whole time I decorated here on Procreate. So let's show you an example of a layout. So it's still in the same order. It still has the same 8 pages, like I said, front and back. This is page 16 and page 1. So this is how I wanted the cover to look. As you can see here, I said cover, I Heart Hawaii. If you want to open it up as you decorate, that makes it even better, so you're not as confused. So here's my reference that I had next to me the whole time, and here is how it looks on Procreate. That's the cover, page 1. Here's the back cover. I put July issue number 27. When you're seeing this, it's probably not July, but just keep in mind, I'm not trying to confuse you. I Heart Hawaii cover. Zine Club issue number 27. I put the month that it's being released, which is July. Like I said, may not be July when you're watching this. So now let's go out and see when I flip this page. What I want here is an intro and some short info on the queen, and then the back page I want it to say an essay on what makes someone Hawaiian. So I click on page 2, so I don't know if I went too fast there, but that's page 1. Here's page 2 and 15. It's basically just flipping this around in the physical. Click on that. Here is what I decorated. I'm saying hi to my zine club. That's the intro. And there's some short info on the queen. And then what considers you Hawaiian. Being Hawaiian does not simply mean being a resident of Hawaii. There's a lot of context to it, and it is an ethnicity. So that's how I decorated that page, and so on and so forth. So now you're probably wondering, how do I print this out? So the same order we went in, that's how you're going to print it. Page 1 and 16, it's page 1, page 16. You would print out this page. Then, depending on your printer, okay? I don't know what kind of printer you have. You're going to have to figure out if yours does double-sided or you have to feed it manually. I have to feed my printer manually. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to print this page, and then I'm going to go out to the main spread of all the pages. The next page, 15 and 2 and 15, however you want to spin it. I'm going to take that page I printed, put it back in my printer so it could print on the backside. You're going to have to figure your printer out. That's just how I have to do mine. I have to manually feed it. So I'm going to put that page back in, and the backside of that will be this here, these pages. This page I'll print out. That's page 14 and 3. And then I'm going to put that back in my printer, and on the backside it's going to print out page 4 and 13. And so on and so forth until you're finished, okay? I'm going to print mine out, and I'm going to show you how it looks front and back. But just like I said, you have to figure out your printer settings, okay? I don't know what kind of printer you have. I can't really walk you through that. You'll have to figure that out. But the print order is basically how we decorated it, okay? So these are going to be one page here, front and back. So look, just how this is one page. If you need to refer to this as many times as you need, okay? This is one page. One sheet of paper, I should say, but 4 pages if you consider all these, right? This. Print this out. On the back side will be this. So you can refer to this as you print too if you need to. This is how the print order goes, okay? These are one sheet of paper, front and back. These are one sheet of paper, front and back. These are one piece of paper, front and back. And these are one piece of paper, one sheet of paper, front and back. Hey, I'm back with the printed version, okay? So there's a lot of steps, as you can see, but you'll get the hang of this, okay? It's okay if you mess up a little bit when you first start. I messed up a lot when I first started learning this too, okay? Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Just watch the video as many times as you need to, and it'll help you out, okay? And take your time with it. This is what I printed out. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna open it, just like I opened the draft. There are little staple marks because I did staple it, but then I forgot. I have to show you guys this example first. So look at what we have. Well, look at what we created here, okay? It's our draft. that we're referencing, our dummy zine. This is what we created from the draft, and this is what we printed out. This is the final zine. So as you can see, it still lines up here with the reference. That's the cover, that's the cover, that's the back cover, this is the back cover, and this is what you see on the iPad. So front cover, you could still see the cover and back cover. When I flip this, it's gonna be this. So boom, it looks just like this. I printed it, this one first, and then I printed on the back this. That's what I got, and I did that with every page. You stack it. Oh, I accidentally put the draft in there. But just how this is stacked up and folded together, that's how you stack it. And you fold it all together, it is the final zine. I did mess up on the playlist. You'll see it in a second. I got confused. It's supposed to say Hawaii playlist. I mixed up the pages when I was decorating, okay? So just showing y'all, I make mistakes too. It's fine, okay? Nobody died. My zine club will still probably like the zine. It's fine. And that's what zines are all about, right? You make mistakes. I didn't want to go in and change it. So now it just says playlist Hawaii or playlist for Hawaii. Okay, I'm running with it. I'm going with it. But as you can see, my draft came to life. It came to life in more than one way. It came to life with the reference, the draft. It came to life here digitally, and then I printed it out, and boom, that's how you make a zine on Procreate. Hopefully that was easy. I know there's a lot of steps, but this is probably the most important part, is making this draft, making it for every single page you're gonna need. You can lay it out like this. Lots of people do it differently than I do, okay? So whatever works for you, just go about it whichever way makes sense in your brain for you. But this is how I do it. It's that simple, folks. That's all it took. So easy, a baby could do it. A very technologically advanced baby. Actually, that would be very scary if a baby could do this, but just very simple, right? If you have any other questions or suggestions for videos, please leave a comment and let me know actually what you thought about this video. Hopefully it was easy to understand. Don't forget the draft, okay? Very important, very, very important. Other than that, that's all I have, and I'll see you guys next time.